That went really fast,
Oh,
Mike.
isn't it going? I know I could talk to you forever, man. I really could.
No.
Over a big bowl of spaghetti. That's
Yeah, that's right. And a glass of vino.
yeah.
Just one.
Yeah, right. I might even start singing. You never know.
That's right. Well, you're Italian. You're a born
Yeah.
singer, so it'll work.
Hey kids, Fool here. Welcome back to FanCast. I have a very special guest today, the anthem singer for the Chicago Dogs and local crooning legend, Jack Miuccio. How you doing, Jack?
I'm fine, Mike. How are you today?
I'm doing great. It's so great that you're here. If you're ready to talk some dogs, jump in. Are you ready to talk dogs?
Always. I love the dogs.
You are the national anthem singer for the Dogs occasionally, not every game, but the first question is, do you recall how you actually connected with the Dogs to do the anthem? Was it did they reach out to you? Did you reach out to them? Was there an audition process? Tell us about how you got started with the Dogs.
Well, I've been singing national anthem for various teams. Some I'm a regular at, like UIC, men's and women's basketball. I do almost every home game for them. The Dogs, I do 12 to 15 games a year for them, which is a big portion of their home games.
Mhm.
And then I also do the Chicago White Sox, I've been doing for years. So I do around 8 games a year for them.
Wow.
So in doing all these national anthems, and the Dogs are so close to my house, you're 10 minutes away. I'm like,
Right.
gosh, that would be a natural. So I got a hold of the Dogs, and they're like, yeah, sure. And the more I did it, the more they asked me. So yeah, and it's just been wonderful. It's like, Mike, you know better than I. It's like family over there.
Right, exactly. Well, then, do you remember the first Dogs game that you actually performed at? Do you remember what year there was? It in the first season?
It was right before the COVID, because I remember when the Chicago Dogs were the only game in town, literally. You couldn't
Yeah.
go to a Sox game, a Cubs game, Bulls, Hawks, anybody, but the Dogs, even during the COVID, you could go to a
Right,
Dogs game as long as
right.
you sat 6 feet apart. So I think it was right before the COVID, Mike, because I remember singing the anthem for the Dogs during the COVID also. And there's no benefit to the COVID, but at least one positive thing to come out of it is a lot of people got to try the Chicago Dogs
Yeah,
being the only game in town. And when you tell people about minor league baseball, they're like, but they have no idea what it's like at Impact Field and the
right.
Chicago Dogs.
That's true. That's
It's
true.
like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like Wrigley Field of Rosemont.
That's a good way to to describe it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, the friendliness, people all knowing each other. I mean, now I go in, I say hi to the security people. It's, how you doing, Jack? Before I had to, with good reason, you have to go through, the ID and the tickets and the. Now it's just like, come on in. You
I
know.
was gonna
So
say they don't make you buy a ticket, right? Or do
no, no,
they?
no, tickets come with the game.
You get the VIP treatment, I'm sure.
That's right. That's Mackenzie Thomas,
There
the
you go.
HR
Yeah, she's
department.
awesome.
She's awesome. Yeah, I like her.
Well, let's actually talk about your anthem, the way you sing it. So your version is about 90 seconds long, but I did notice that in the last two lines, "Oh, say does that Star Spangled," you actually slow down the tempo, and then you crank up your vibrato to finish with a real dramatic flair. So speaking of the vibrato, is that kind of difficult to control for you, or is that something you had to learn throughout your career?
No, I've always been gifted with a big mouth, so vibrato and all those things are not a problem. To your point, the last two lines I learned a long time ago. Uh, if you watch Frank Sinatra, and you and I both being Italian, we watch Frank Sinatra. He he doesn't just sing the words; he feels the words. And you have to feel the way. When you think about Francis Scott Key writing the national anthem, I mean, he was a prisoner aboard a British ship, and he was feeling homesick. And he was aboard the ship when they were attacking Washington, D.C. and everything looked like the world was coming to an end. But he looked up and he saw our flag was still waving. And that's how he wrote the national anthem.
Yeah.
And those last two lines, oh say, does that Star Spangled Banner still wave? He saw it. He lived it.
Right.
And you have to sing it the way he lived it. You have to sing it the way he felt it. Just like any song, no matter whether it's a national anthem or God Bless America or Fly Me to the Moon, you sing the words as they feel. Otherwise, it's you're not telling a story. Oh, say does that Star Spangled Banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Jack Miuccio.
Do you feel like you still get filled with emotion when, and like you said, you're feeling the words? Do you still feel that every time you sing it?
Every time,
Yeah.
every time, especially when it's a big crowd, when there's a lot of people at Impact. And it's amazing though. The biggest crowds they get are the afternoon games, the 11:30 games.
Right.
The
Right.
stadium is packed. And it's mostly with kids, so I love it because now you're teaching the kids, and not that but you're demonstrating to the kids the importance of the national anthem.
Right.
And you
Right.
never want them to lose that.
Yeah.
So, or at Sox Park, if it's a Sunday and they've got over 30,000 people.
Wow.
And something about White Sox, and I know it's the same way with the Cubs and with the Bulls. When you sing the national anthem, people, you could just see the reactions in their faces.
For
You
sure.
look at the sea of faces, but it's all the same emotion, believe it or not.
Yeah.
You got 31,000 people feeling exactly the same way you do.
Amazing. Well, that was kind of leads me into one of my other questions. You said you've sung the anthem many stadiums. Any idea what the largest crowd you've ever sang to?
It was the Sox. It was about 30, like I said, about 31,000. It actually happened twice. And there's no, people say, well, don't you get stage fright in front of that many people? I'm like, are you kidding? That's like my second home.
Yeah.
Standing out there, but on the field singing the national anthem with all the Sox fans. And I like the Cubs too, don't get me wrong,
Sure.
but I sing for the Sox.
Yeah.
And that's like
And
home.
how long have you been doing that for the Sox then?
Off and on since 2010, and I got
Wow.
really involved with the Sox again. I think it was 2017, something like that. And I started doing them regularly. And then ever since then, it's just branched out. So then I started doing for the Bulls because the Bulls have, Mr. Reinsdorf owns the Sox and the Bulls.
Right.
And then from there, I got a call from the Chicago Fire, the soccer team, and then DePaul. Then from DePaul and then from the Sox, I got UIC. It's all a big domino, Mike.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, and it kind of word gets around, and the
Yeah.
people who work for the games, they kind of get around.
Right.
Like the woman for the Bulls, Nay, now she's with the Sox,
Wow.
so she knows to call me when they need someone
Hmm.
for the anthem. So it's
Hey, I know a guy. Right.
right, exactly right. The old Italian saying, "Yeah, I know a guy." That's exactly right. I made a short answer long, but that
That's
answer
okay.
you.
Well, on maybe like a silly question, do you ever worry that you forget the words to the anthem? Has that ever happened to you?
I'll tell you no, and I'll tell you why. You learn a great lesson listening to other entertainers.
Hmm.
And Julie Andrews, Mary Poppins and
Right.
Sound of Music, she was being interviewed one day. And they asked her that question. And she said, well, my voice coach told me, don't learn it until you do it good enough. Learn it until you can't do it bad.
Wow.
In other words, practice it so much
Hmm.
that you can't do it bad.
Right.
And that's so to answer your question. And there was a celebrity, and I'll leave her unnamed, but she forgot the words to the national anthem. And it's easy to do because
Mm.
they're not, the words were written in 1812 language, not 2025 language,
Right.
But if you practice it every day, even if you think you're going to forget the words, they just come. Lately, the Canadian national anthem. That one I have to read
Oh,
before I go on. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah. You don't hear that one as much, so I get that.
Right. Right.
But
And it's
that's a beautiful song too, though. I like that anthem.
and there's a funny story if you got a minute on the
Sure.
Canadian national anthem. I got a call. I forget who was in charge of the dogs at that time of the national anthem singers, but she had asked me. She said, "Do you know the Canadian national anthem?"
Mhm.
I'm like, "Sure." I never sung it. I never looked at the. I had no idea. All I know was called "Oh Canada," but you're not going to say no. I want to do it, so I sure. So I got on YouTube and and then so I've been singing it for the dogs ever since. And then the Sox called me up a month ago and said, "Do you know the?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do.
Now I
Actually,
do.
I do."
Yeah.
So
Fake it
and
till
they
you
have a
make it.
beautiful. Yeah, fake it till you make it. The Canadians actually have a beautiful national anthem.
They do.
And
Yes.
it's a lot easier. The American national anthem is probably outside of opera, the most difficult song that I
Oh,
know of to
no
sing.
kidding.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, it's got low lows and high highs.
I'd never thought about the dynamics in it. Yeah, you're right. Wow.
There's probably about three, I don't know, 3 or 4 octave
Wow.
difference, some
Yeah.
of the notes. So
Well, you do a fantastic job at it, that's for sure.
thank you, Mike.
All right, Jack. Well, let's keep in the flavor of the dogs. Let's a couple questions about Impact Field. How are the acoustics at Impact Field?
Fantastic. Fantastic. There's no feedback. And if you go and when I sing at Soldier Field, I have to put in earphones
Mm,
because the feedback is so bad.
wow.
And you'll be singing and then the feedback has a 2 to 3 second delay and it'll totally throw you off.
Because of the size of the stadium, maybe it has to travel and come back to you?
I guess so. I don't
Yeah.
know because Rate Field, the White Sox, they don't have that problem.
Interesting.
Soldier and neither does the United Center, but
Yeah.
Soldier Field has that problem of feedback.
Wow. Crazy.
Impact Field, no feedback. It's real time sound.
Let's kind of do a little imagining here. You get one at bat at the game at Impact Field. What is your walk-up song?
The best is yet to come.
All right, there you go. I like it. Kind of a forewarning. Watch out.
Yeah.
This one's going over the wall. I love it. All right. Well, when you're at Impact Field, I'm sure you get a couple of things to nosh on. What is your favorite food and beverage at Impact Field?
Well, I love the hot dogs there. I love the popcorn, and of course, any beverage. The only thing is when you sing the anthem, it's best not to eat.
Oh, no kidding. All right.
Yeah. And if you drink, it's best just to drink water and lukewarm.
Okay.
So, like
So
if you drink cold pop, it tightens up your vocal cords.
interesting.
If
Interesting.
you eat like popcorn, then you end up choking on a couple of
Right.
kernels while you're
On
trying
your
to
teeth,
sing.
right?
Yeah. So, but it's like when they have that hot dog night, I love it because then you can really chow down on those hot
Yeah,
dogs.
after you sing, then you're good to go.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, what food or drink items would you add to the menu if you could? I'm guessing some Italian food, maybe.
Italian sausage,
Italian sausage. Okay.
definitely, or Italian and or Italian beef.
Yeah, I think they do have those. Yeah, I have yet to try them, but I think they have an Italian beef now.
Oh, they do.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So next game, you and I together, we'll go get a beef.
We'll get a beef. Oh, absolutely. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
And
And
then
then
what?
as far as drink, they should. I'd like to see them have a little bigger variety of soft drinks.
Okay.
They've got a nice variety of beer,
Hmm. How about a
soft,
little vino, right?
a little fino, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
With the
that's what I would
pinky,
say,
right?
Mike. Oh
Every dog fan, I'm sure, would love to know, Jack, how do you like your hot dog?
Oh gosh, anyway. I mean, I'll take it with or without ketchup. I don't care.
Okay.
Light mustard, extra onions, and with a whole wheat bun. I have to bring my own
Oh,
buns.
okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All
Yeah.
right.
So yeah.
Yeah, everybody likes them different. So I know they say no ketchup, but as long as you're there, you got to enjoy it, right?
Exactly. DB Sweeney has it with ketchup.
Well, we've done enough dog talk. Now I want to talk about Jack. Are you ready to talk about yourself?
Sure.
All right. So first of all, are you a Chicago kid? Where were you born and raised?
West Garfield Park,
Okay.
around Madison and Pulaski.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
And then, who were some of your earliest musical influences or inspirations, and how did they shape the artist that you are today?
Frank Dean and Sammy.
Yeah,
All
there you
the
go.
way, ever since I was a small
The
boy.
Rat Pack, right?
Right. Yeah, ever since I was, and Tony Bennett
Yeah.
and Bobby Darin.
Hmm.
Yeah, ever since I was a small boy. No, sure, I loved the Beatles and I loved, a lot of rock and roll groups, but the jazz, the standards,
Yeah. Is that the kind of music that you guys played in your house? Your parents played that?
always, yeah,
Yeah.
always the best. And then there was a guy, an Italian guy. I forget his real name, but he went by the name of Frankie Lane.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know the real name, but I know the singer. Yeah.
Frankie
Wow.
Lane. He named himself because he went to Lane Tech High School.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
Yeah. And he became a very popular singer in the 50s. He sang, Mule Train and he sang Gunfight at OK Corral
Wow.
and some more songs. He was a big influence too because he
He's a local kid, right?
a local kid. Yeah. Mario Lanza was a big influence.
How did you get your start singing professionally? I mean, do you remember how old you were when you said, "This is what I want to do"? This is it for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Gosh, how do I say this? Because I know you have an audience of young people and older people.
That's all right.
Let me say this. Let me preface this story to the young folks who are watching this
Okay.
video or anybody. I stopped drinking a long time ago. I was never an alcoholic, but I found out it was a losing battle.
Sure,
Okay. And there's a reason I'm saying this, especially when you're driving. Alcohol is a losing battle, but when you're driving, you're almost asking for trouble.
sure.
But back in the early 80s, that was not the attitude. That wasn't the conventional wisdom.
Right.
So I used to hang around at this place in Stone Park called the Stay Out All Night Lounge. And it was literally all night. They closed at 7 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, when you walked out of that place, you walked in pitch black and you walked out with the sun shining.
Yeah.
It was like the exact opposite of what you're supposed to be doing.
Oh my goodness.
They had karaoke. I forget what they called it, lip syncing something.
Okay.
It was karaoke.
Yeah.
So, and then they had a $50 prize for the winner. So I was unemployed at the time. It was the Great Recession of 82. So here I'm hanging around this place and I start singing. I had enough to drink to where I started singing. And I kept winning week after week.
Wow.
Now, an unemployed guy making $50 a week for just singing one song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought, hey, this is not a bad way to make a living.
Right.
So it kind of snowballed from there. And then I got a job, finally got a job at a restaurant on the northwest side of Chicago. It's not there anymore. It was called Enzo's.
Okay.
And I worked there for 5 years.
Wow.
And everything just kind of dominoed after that. I got to meet Ron Onesti, who's
Oh
a
yeah. Yeah.
agent in
Yeah.
Chicago,
Yeah. The Arcada and the
out of the Des Plaines
Des
Theater.
Plaines, right. Right.
Yeah, and of course that was a big door that opened up, and
Sure.
and you just keep getting to meet more and more people. So ever since '95, then it just steamrolled, and now a bad month is when I have 20 gigs.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, like this month I've got 32.
Oh my.
You look at my website and where it says schedule, click Jack Mute. Oh, by the way, jackmuccio.com. I can't say that enough. That's Miuccio.
We'll put that right over here for everybody to follow.
Please, jackmuccio.com. If you click on schedule, Yeah, you'll see how many gigs I
Yeah,
have.
I was looking at that and I saw just the list was endless. All your gigs. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw, and even at the Impact Fields, your national anthems on there too.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I put everything down.
yeah.
And most of those gigs, my wife sings with me.
So your wife, Krystina, you do your singing together. Tell me a little bit about how that works.
Well, fortunately for me, and I didn't know this, but I married a singer. And I didn't know it. I mean, I didn't know she sang until, gosh, we were dating for 2 years, almost 2 years before I knew she sang.
Wow.
At that time, I was going to a parish in Elmhurst, and I was singing for the parish,
Okay.
and she would come and listen. And one day, the music director asked Krystina to sing a Polish song because they wanted to sing something Polish because that parish had a good mix of different people.
Mm-hmm.
So Krystina started singing this song, and the music director was like, "How come you're not singing in church?" And that was it. Then Krystina started singing. And then when she started singing in church, I'm like, well, why don't you just sing with me on my gigs?
Yeah.
She's got the voice, she's got the looks. So that's the way it all started. Now, she won't
Amazing.
sing the national anthem with me because she kind of feels like that's my thing.
Hmm.
She doesn't, she feels like she's interfering. I don't feel that way, but she does. She's like,
Yeah.
that's what you love. You sing that, and I'll sing everything else with
Yeah.
you.
I would imagine that would be hard to do as a duet, maybe.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. Because very few people sing it in the same key.
Right.
You have to be very precise in the key that you start with because the highs are very high and the lows are very low. So anyway, yeah, that's how we got started, and she's on most of these gigs with me. So Saturday nights we're together.
That's
Friday nights
fantastic.
we're together. We're doing the same thing. So yeah, it works out really well.
Let me ask you about you're known for your incredible versatility, right? You sing all types of genres, the American standards and jazz and opera, country, 50s rock and roll even. How did you develop all that range and what kind of drew you to those different styles?
It just literally listening to the radio. I mean,
Yeah.
I love obviously besides the Rat Pack, I love Elvis.
Yeah.
And I like the Beatles and there was just and of course the 50s rock, you know. So it's just, you like all these songs, so you just do a variety. And then mostly like when Christina and I sing at restaurants, we mostly do Rat Pack things because we
Okay.
sing at Italian restaurants
Hmm.
and that adds to the ambience because that's what goes along with the food. Other than a few styles, I sing just about everything.
That leads me to my next question. You're really good at leading me into my next question, Jack.
Oh, thanks. And we didn't even, for the audience, we didn't even practice
That's
this.
right. No, no rehearsals. So your repertoire includes, obviously you said Sinatra, but also like Andrea Bocelli, Dean Martin,
Yes.
Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
So how do you approach interpreting these songs? They're all iconic artists, but how do you interpret them and still make them your own? Do you try to do that, or do you just kind of sing it just the way that you've heard it on the records? Or I'm assuming you make it your own somehow. How do you go about doing that?
And I really, and to your point, there's always a little, it's your own as far as it's your voice and it's your phrasing and your styling, but I try
Mhm.
and not imitate, but mimic the artist as much as possible.
Okay.
So, when I'm singing Mac the Knife, which is a Bobby Darin song, I don't sing it like Frank would. I
Right.
sing it like Bobby Darin would.
Okay.
If I sing Kick in the Head from Dean Martin, I don't sing it like Bobby Darin or Frank would. I sing it like Dean does.
Yeah.
So, and again, not imitating them, but their style. And to your point, you're right, Mike. There's always a little touch of yourself in there, but uh, I try and stay as close to the original artist as possible.
We mentioned it earlier. You have an Italian connection, right?
Yes.
We're both paisans. Uh,
I love
so when you sing Bocelli, you sing in Italian. I've heard you sing those songs.
Yes.
Do you speak Italian, or is it just you've learned it phonetically? Did you grow up speaking Italian as a kid?
I did not grow up speaking Italian as a kid, but I took it in high school and college.
Okay,
So I speak conversational Italian. I'm not fluent,
got it.
but I can read it, write it, speak it.
Hmm.
It's hard. The hard part for me is to listen to it, especially when you're talking to someone from Italy, because it sounds like they're talking fast, but it's
Right.
really normal talk. So if
Right.
I'm talking to an American Italian, it's much easier for me to understand what
Okay.
they're saying if they're speaking Italian.
Yeah. So then, like in certain songs, you obviously know the translation, so you know what the words mean and where to put inflections and things like that then.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I can imagine singing in a different language too. It's got to be difficult, but you pull it off, man. I've heard you sing Bocelli and they're beautiful. Well, how do you keep your voice in such excellent condition? I mean, given the demands of everything that you do and the diversity of your songs, is there any specific maybe techniques or something you eat or drink that you use to keep the voice in shape?
Well, you try and do vocal exercises. Not try, you should do
Right.
vocal exercises. Other than that, no. It's just I get to sing so much. I'm blessed with all these gigs that it kind of keeps your voice in. It's like exercise. The more you do it, the better you get at it.
Right.
So, when you got 32 gigs a month or when you got 25 or even 20, you're, as long as you're not straining yourself,
Yeah.
and then you just have to breathe right. A lot of people forget to breathe when they're singing, and that's
Okay.
very important.
Yeah, so you've got all the techniques down and there, you've done it so much and you do it every day. You got to keep busy, they say, right? That's amazing though. Amazing. You're talented and in demand. So what, can't complain, right?
No, and the older you get, the busier you should be. People think it's the opposite. They think, well, you should stay busy when you're young so you can take it easy when you're older.
Yeah.
It's like when you're older, that's when you really need to start getting busy for many reasons. Keep your mind sharp,
Mhm.
keep your body in shape, stay busy, stay positive.
I'm getting there little by little, so I got to start getting more busy.
You got a long way to go, Mike. I'm there. You got a long way to go.
Well, I know I want to kind of shift the questioning to modern day. So there's a lot of modern day singers like Ed Sheeran or Sam Smith. They're not necessarily in the style like the old days, your Dino and your Sinatras, but have you ever considered maybe doing something that's a little more in the modern vein, songs from any of those artists?
No, no, I kind of like I follow for the modern artist, I follow Harry Connick Jr.
Hmm.
and Michael Bublé.
Yeah, there's new songs, but yeah, they still kind of have that old swing to them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
There's just not enough good new songs out there
yeah,
where there's so many good older songs. The American Standard playbook is just so thick
yeah.
with so many songs and so many beautiful songs. Um,
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
April.
What advice would you give to aspiring singers, especially those looking to build a versatile career like you?
The best advice I heard, it was years ago. I was watching the old Phil Donahue show. And you have to be my age to remember the Phil Donahue show.
Mhm.
And one time he had a Hollywood legend by the name of Burt Lancaster. And he asked Burt that same question you asked me. And Burt Lancaster said, I get a lot of young people coming up to me and say, I want to be an actor. What do I have to do? And he tells them all the same thing, just one sentence. If you want to be an actor, act. So my advice to somebody who wants to be a singer, if you want to be a singer, sing. And I'm not being funny and I'm not being
No,
facetious.
right.
If you're a singer and if you've got a choir at church, if you're in school and you've got a school choir, if you've got uh, a group in your town that has a barbershop quartet or just anybody who needs a voice, Christmas time to sing Christmas carols, go sing.
Yeah.
You don't have to win the Grammy. Just go sing. If you want to see the Grammy down the road, that's fine. Set your sights high, but start singing. Start somewhere. Even if you're at a relative's party, start singing. Just do it. And pretty soon you'll find somehow, some way it snowballs.
Yeah. Kind of like you. The simplest advice is the best, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Jack. we're going to wrap things up here. We have something called the final pitch, question that we ask all our guests. So, do you have any special message for anyone who has not yet come out to see the dogs, or any message for current dogs fans?
Oh gosh. Well, for current Dogs fans, I say stay the course and follow the fool. And I say fool very loosely because you're anything but. But that's the name you've chosen, so I just go with that. But
All
for
right.
anybody who's not a Dogs fan, go see one game. It's so reasonable. It's very inexpensive. You'll be very impressed with Impact Field. You'll be very impressed with the people there. You'll love the food. You'll love the ambiance. Go to one game, and that'll change you. And then, especially when you see how easy it is to park.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the two advices I would give.
There you go, kids. Just go to one game, then you'll be at all of them.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Jack, thank you so much for joining us. This was really a treat, and I truly could keep talking to you for hours. Um,
Likewise.
but well, let's get to the important stuff. If anybody wants to follow you, watch you perform live, especially,
Yeah.
find out your schedule, like you were
Yeah.
talking, how do they find out about that?
JackMiuccio.com. It's all lowercase, no spaces. JackMiuccio.com. Click on schedule, and that's where you see.
Yep.
And many of the events are private, but many are public, especially the restaurants.
And you're all over the place, so you got to check out his schedule there, and put it down in your calendar. And you're all over too, right? You're all over the suburbs and the city, right?
Oh, yeah. Mike, we're all over the
Yeah,
tri-state area
yeah,
and beyond.
yep. Well, kids, make sure you check the schedule online, and go see Jack and Krystina. You definitely won't be disappointed. It's well worth the effort, and make sure you go see them. Remember to follow the Fool. I'm
Yeah.
on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Just search Shy Dog Fool, Chidogfool on any of those platforms, and you'll find me. And then make sure you give this video a like and subscribe and all that fun. Ding the bell and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. And Jack, buddy, I loved our conversation, and I really can't wait to see you again at Impact Field. I know you're coming a couple more times this season, so I
Yeah.
want to encourage everybody to get out there and check Jack's schedule. You'll know it'll say Impact Field, so you can come see him. And buddy, I can't wait to see you. I hope to see you soon, and thank you again.
Thank you, Mike, very much for asking me to do this and for your time today. Hey, Chicago Dog fans, this is Jack Miuccio, singer of the National Anthem for the Chicago Dogs at Impact Field. I love watching the dog games, but when the dog games are not on, I always follow the fool.